Good morning, class. I start this and we take the last topic of the chapter, but we have many subtopics in this topic. So, we'll know about the election in India. What makes the election democratic in India? It's very important. By this, we will know the system, the depth of the system, how it is important, and what are the institution behind this. So, when we know, we get to read a lot labor unfair practices in election. Newspapers and television reports often refer to such allegation. Most of these reports are about following. So means here you can understand by these two three lines that after election or before election some of the information comes and we know about all them through the news channels or newspapers, that incursion or false names and incursion of genuine names in the voter list. Means sometime the name which are false, they are in the list. And misuse of the government facilities officials by the ruling party, means whatever the code of conduct we read, generally it is not followed. Excessive use of money by rich candidates and big parties, and intimidation of voters and rigging on the polling day. Means sometimes intimidations means everything is done in a wrong manner. Rigging, sometimes booth capturing, malpractices take place. So many of these reports are correct. We know them and we feel unhappy when we read or listen all these reports. But unfortunately, they are not on the such scale as so defeat the purpose, very purpose of the election. This becomes clear if we ask a basic questions: can a party win election and come to power not because it has popular support but through electoral malpractices? This is a vital question. Let us carefully examine various aspects of this question. Means all this is, we know that whatever happens, we accept. Sometimes the action is taken by the election commission, and what is that commission, we will know in that. So one of the simple way of checking whether the election unfair or not is to look into the system, that is who conducts the election. Are the election are independent, or the independent of the government, or that can change the government of the ruling party, influence the pressurize them? Do they have enough powers to be able to conduct free and fair election? They actually use this power? So the answer to this old question is quite positive in our country. Just understand this. In our country, it is positive. Our elections are conducted by an independent and very powerful election commission, that is EC. It enjoys the same kind of independence that judiciary enjoy. Means election commission and judiciary, sometimes both are enjoying the same independent power. Independent means nobody can interfere, whether it is prime minister or president, means interfere into the affair of these institution. Election commission, ECE, is appointed by the president of India as judiciary. All these things you read in your junior classes. But once appointed, the chief election commission is not answerable to the president or the government, even if the ruling party or the government does not like what the commission does. It is virtually impossible for to remove EC. Means once they are appointed by the president of India, the power cannot be taken away without solid reason. Okay, the solid reason we will discuss in the coming segment. So very few election commission in the world have each wide ranges powers as the election commission of India. Election means what are the powers? This question generally come in exam, so you go through it and you will write when we'll do the question answer. So what are the powers? It take decision on every aspect of conduct and control the election from the announcement of the election and declaration of the result. Means till when the announcement of election is done till the declaration of result is done. So till it is having full power, it implements the code of conduct. No need of knowing about code of conduct because we read each and everything of code of conduct. and punishes it. The candidate or party violates it during the election period. EC can order the government to follow some guidelines to prevent use and misuse of the government power, to enhance the its changes to win the election and to transfer some of the government officials. Now is the big power, you can understand this. During the election period, EC can order the government to follow the same guidelines. Means is everyone, whether the ruling party or other parties, whatever the guidelines are given, they have to follow by the all party members, all the contestants, to prevent and misuse. Means they cannot misuse the power. To enhance, it changes the win in election. Means to winning the election, they cannot use any other mispower to transfer some of the government official. And EC, election commission, can transfer some official government official if it that is observing that it is the hindrance in the smooth conduction of election. So that can do this power is with election commission. So when the election duty, government officers work under the elected the control of under the control of the EC and not the government. Means whether they are government employees, but during this time, if the order comes from election commission, they work for election commission, not for government. So in the last 25 years or so, the election commission has begun to exercise all its power and even expand them. So generally the expansion is done to see the need of the system. It is very common now for the election commission to reprimand the government and administrator for their lapse. Means it is very common for the election commission reprimand the government and administration for their lapses. Means the instruction can come from the election commission side, and when election official come for the opinion the polling was not fair in some of the booths, even entire constituencies, the order is repolled. Means sometime election take place again. The ruling party often do not like the ECE does. Sometimes it happens, but they have to obey because it is the uh, rule which is in the constitution. Even if this would not all have to happen, ECE was not independent and powerful. Means it never happened in the history of Indian in election system that the power are not accepted by all the party members of Indian democracy. So it is compulsory to obey him or her. So till here we had discussed, and this particularly we have done in reference what makes election in India democratic. Now for onwards, the popular participation we do and the challenges are for the free and fair election, we'll discuss them. Okay, now thank you, have a nice day.